Hi everyone, I am Janhavi Panwar. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you people are new over here, then welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, let me ask you guys a question. Are you one of those people who can understand me very well right now, but can't speak like me? You know, a lot of us, we have queries like, I can understand English very well, but can't talk in English that well. If a native speaker is talking in English, we can understand that person very well, and we can understand every single word that person is saying. But the moment we have to talk in that language, then it becomes hard for us to talk in that language. But today, we're gonna overcome each one of those things. So let's get started. In this video, I don't really have a lot of tips for you. I'm just gonna share simple experiences, not my experiences, but our experience. So let's get started. When we first started in school, correct? Then we started learning English, but we did not start learning English as a language. We started learning English as a subject, where we were reading different chapters, we were reading different stories. Then up until we were in middle school, we also had another subject named English grammar, where we were learning English grammar, nouns, pronouns, adjectives, articles, prepositions, and all of that stuff. And then we did a lot of exercises of English grammar. For example, if you people remember, if you're still in school, or when you were in school, or if you are in a university or a college where you're studying English, or even if you're not a student, then we can understand English very well. How? Because we have been reading it a lot, we have been listening to it a lot. For example, we used to do a lot of exercises in English grammar, like we're studying about prepositions. Now, there are some exercises at the back of the chapter where we're like in, under the table, inside the closet, in the room, where we're learning all of those, and those have to be correct because they're exercises. Then we got to adjectives, beautiful, tall, small, blah blah blah. Then we got to adverbs, active, passive voice, how to convert this sentence to this sentence. Then we got to synonyms, antonyms, and just so many things, correct? And we also read a lot of chapters in English, we read novels in English, but still, after all of these things, we can understand each single one of those, but we can't talk in English. Why is that? That's because for all of this time, you have been doing a lot of listening and reading in English. You have been reading novels, you have been watching Netflix in English, you have been watching English movies more and more, But all of a sudden, when it's your turn to speak, we get freeze. So instead of that, what I want you guys to do is I need you to stop 80%. Yes, you heard me correct. 80% of your listening and reading in English. I want you to start talking more and more. I want you to start talking a lot. Also, there is this fact that if you're going to listen more, you're going to speak better. But at this point, you have listened to a lot of things. Like if you are understanding me properly, if you're understanding every word that I'm saying, and if you can't understand a native speaker, then obviously you have listened to a lot of native speakers and a lot of English. If you can also, just tell the difference between different accents, then you have listened to a lot of English. Now it's time to talk in English. The problem with us is that this is receptive bilingualism. You know how we do this? We can understand a language but can't talk in that language. So instead of listening and reading too much, we're going to start speaking in English. And how we're going to start speaking in English? At first, you're going to need a lot of vocabulary. And I'm pretty sure by all of these years or months or weeks of listening and reading in English, so you have already got a good hold on vocabulary. Not too good, but the kind of words that we use in daily life in the English language, I'm pretty sure you've got a good hold on that. The reason I said 80% is that 20% you still need. 20% you still need for new sentence structure. All of a sudden, if you get stuck somewhere while talking in English, so you are going to need structures for that. You're going to need vocabulary for that. And as for listening, you're going to need a good pronunciation for that. So obviously, you still have to do a little bit of reading and listening, but a lot of speaking. The only tip that I can give you in this video is that you have to start talking. Many people have this query now, but how to start talking, where to start talking, what to talk. We have no one to talk with. I hear you. I get that. I understand that. So you gotta talk with yourself, no one else. I'm pretty sure, after listening too much of English, I'm pretty sure you know which sentence is correct, which sentence is not. For example, if I'm gonna make a grammar mistake right now, you're gonna catch me like this, like, no, Janhavi, that was wrong. This is wrong grammar. But then you have to talk in that same grammar and you're freezed. So As always, you have done a lot of listening. Now, where to start talking, you're going to talk with yourself. You know what you're saying is correct or incorrect. You know whether the sentence, whether the paragraph, whether an article you're writing is correct or incorrect, grammatically, perfect vocabulary, perfect sentence structure. Why? Because you've done a lot of reading and listening. And if you people have not done a lot of reading and listening, you gotta do that. But make sure if you're gonna start doing it right now, you also gotta practice your speaking. The reason you talk in your native language so well is because you never focused on too much grammar. You just listen and you just started talking. You know, whatever you used to listen from your parents are saying water, water, then you said water, water. Your parents said mum, you said mum. So this is how we start learning. So whatever you're listening, start talking. Whatever you're listening to, start talking. Whatever you're reading, start writing. Your writing skills are also going to improve. So I want you to speak all of the time. You're traveling, start speaking on the road. You're in your room, start speaking on your room. You woke up, start speaking about the morning, start speaking about the environment, just to yourself. And if anytime you ever get a chance to talk with someone who can understand English, start talking with that person in English. You're going to love the experience. So if you can understand English but can't talk in English, I want you to speak more and more. And the difference, you're going to see the difference in 2 to 3 weeks. But I want you to talk in English. I don't want you to ever think in your native language ever again. I mean, obviously up until the time you're practicing your English and, you know, getting a good hold on your English language skills. Up until then, you're not allowed to think in your native language. You are only allowed, by the order of Janhavi Panwar, please only start thinking in English. It's gonna be a little difficult at first, but then all of a sudden when you're gonna start thinking, you're gonna be like, I'm already a very fluent speaker. Why? Because you listen to a lot of things. So all of those vocabulary, they're just stuck in your mind. And all you have to do is just get them out of your mouth. And that's it. So make sure you people start talking English more and more. And I'm gonna see you people in the next video. And bye everyone, stay safe.